What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another review of Sistas. This is season 2, or no, season 3, episode 7, Protecting Myself. Okay, let's just get into the episode because, baby, this was a fool. This was a fool. I feel like this was somewhat of a filler episode, but at the same time, Tyler Perry made us wait once again until the end of the episode to get some traction on what we really wanted to know. That shit about Gary. So now we still gotta wait until next week to figure out what's truly going on. I hate the cliffhanger sometimes, but it's needed and I like it to keep us coming back. Bitch, anyway, let's just get started with Sabrina and Maurice. All right. Because Sabrina, baby girl, we don't feel sorry for you. We don't feel sorry for you at all. Listen, Maurice, he had the nerve to tell you the truth, okay? You up here, because he was like, girl, what happened? And she was like, he up here trying to threaten me, trying to say that I sexually harassed him, and the reason why fired him or whatever is because he didn't want, I wanted him to sleep with me and all this stuff, and I wanted him and woo woo. And Maurice is like, well, girl, you are the boss, and you cannot be sleeping with a subordinate, okay? You can't do that. It's unprofessional. This gets yourself in trouble, all right? Mind you, wasn't Maurice encouraging her to like get with him a little bit? And didn't he want to get with him too? So I'm just sitting here like, oh, so now that it's trouble a brewing, now it's you shouldn't have did it. You should have known better. But you was the cheerleader a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Slightly, if I can remember. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, Maurice. But at the same time, Sabrina is just soaking in her feelings about it. And Maurice asked his whole thing is talking about some, since he trying to come for you, you need to come back at him. And I'm like, how's she gonna come back at him? Okay, go, investigate him, pull his card or whatever. That's what I'm thinking he about to say. Okay, get a little private investigator or, look into him, research, see if you can find some of his shit. Go on Google, go on his Instagram, go on Facebook, find his exes or whatever, find his previous employers and see some shit like that. No. Maurice said, cry rape. I go up into the police station and be like, oh my God, I don't remember his name, but I feel violated because he violated me. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, no him, no sir, no per. Bitch, that's not what we about to do. That is not what we about to do, okay? Granted, Jacoby is being a little bitch because, he can't take the fact that he got fired. And truth be all the way told, I don't feel like Jacoby needed to be fired. He could have been suspended because, you did have an altercation on, company ground in a company's building, you know what I'm saying, with a patron. But the patron attacked him first. Calvin got up in his face first, okay? So technically speaking, he was defending himself and he was thinking that he was defending Sabrina at the same time. Sabrina is the one that most likely should have been fucking fired or at least suspended as well because you're bringing your work, your personal life into your work and it is spilled over and it's causing a ruckus and a disruption in service at the bank. It's not a good look for the bank, okay? Truth be told, both of them should have got some consequences, okay? And I don't even feel like that was a need for them, neither one of them to get fired. But it's just totally unfair that he had to get fired. But it's messed up that he's trying to use the sexual harassment defense. And the sad part about it is he can use it. They did have a history. He can flip it, rub it down, twist it all that he wants to make it seem like he is the victim and that the reason why he got, unless she got some evidence of other things or whatever, he can try to use that, okay? And if he get a good ass lawyer, damn sure could probably win the case, okay? Like Maurice said, basically what he gonna try to do, he probably gonna try to sue the bank because she was like, how he gonna try to sue me because I ain't got no money, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, he gonna probably sue the bank and he probably will win it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10, Sabrina, you'll probably lose your job, okay? So at this point, Sabrina, we just don't feel bad for you, and I'm not even gonna stay on this subject, this one, that long. Maurice take her out to the little gay club that he always go to, get her a drink, try to cheer her up. She's sitting there sulking or whatever. And, as they're talking, the bartender lets in on the fact that, Maurice was actually nice to Q, okay, instead of just taking him or charging him or, calling the cops on him. He spoke to him, okay? And he was just basically saying he relate to him a little bit because he was also put out when he was 14 because of the fact that he came out as gay. His mother and her sisters are Bible thumpers, and they have no communications, and he says that his mother hates him because of who he is. Okay, so that's why he felt that kinship, you know what I'm saying, trying to look out for him, the same struggle or whatever. He was taken in by a drag family, well, his drag mother, into a house, which a lot of gay people happens, especially the youth. It happened. We make our own families when we are, not wanted by our biological family. You know what I'm saying? So that happened, and we see that, and he didn't want all this information to get put out there, but he's still trying to make jokes, whatever, to lighten the mood or whatever. And Sabrina's still sitting there just sulking. I said, Sabrina, we don't feel sorry for you because you brought all of this shit on yourself. Meanwhile, we got Andy. Should I do Andy? No, let's go to Zach and Danny. Zach is in his feelings at the airport, okay? And if I was him, I would be too if I was stupid enough to blow 20 goddamn $1,000. That motherfucker probably don't even got and I'm telling you that because he probably don't even got that $100 in the bank no more, okay? Listen, because you did have to, probably had to get some money to get that, because I don't know if he still got the car? Okay, he probably still got the car. I don't know if he had to pay for parking. I don't know if he went to get some refreshments. I'm pretty sure it's still not that $100 in the bank. At this point in time, I would be so pissed at myself that, I would beat my own ass, okay, for being dumb, So Danny being Danny, see that he down, coming over there trying to see what's up. Hey. Hey, Zach, what's going on? Why you looking like that? Listen, Danny, this ain't even the time or place right about now. I'm just going through some stuff, okay? Like, she just keep on, trying to see what's happening with him. What is your issue? What is happening? What's going on? Because at this point, Hayden had walked into Fatima's office, looked at her, said some shit. Fatima like, what the fuck you want, okay? And when Hayden popped up, when Hayden popped back up, I was like, oh my God, so we got to deal with him. At one point, I forgot all about him, okay? Because I don't understand what it is. Like, all other men are assholes on this show, and they can't take no. I don't like that. I don't mesh well with that. I just can't take shit like that, okay? Don't try to force a woman to do anything that they don't want, okay? Hayden is such a dick. Hayden is such an obsessive asshole. He's a jealous little bitch, and he probably got a little dick too, okay? I'm just saying, because he's doing so much because of the simple fact that Fatima don't want him, okay? And he trying to make it seem as if he's the best thing on this world, and you need to be with me, and you gonna be with me regardless. And so because Fatima don't want him, and he figured out that, she messing around with Zach, Fatima work at Chain Breakers, that program that Zach is in, and so does Hayden. Hayden, got some little clout, got a little high position over there that he can make some calls, you know what I'm saying? So the way that he's going to get back at Fatima is getting Zach, demoted. You know what I'm saying? Zach was out here, like, he tried to get him put out the organization. Fatima had to check his ass on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see nothing else from it. Now, on this episode, Hayden gonna call this guy named Dion, who I guess is the boss for right now, who be putting out, designating who gonna go where, and said, have you called him yet? No, don't call him yet, but then call him and tell him what it is, okay? Zach gets a phone call from Dion basically telling him he went from being a top earner, in top position or whatever, to be picked on all the projects, to being now demoted and putting back in the lower bracket, okay? Saying there's no more projects for you right now. We got too many people at this point. If some new houses and stuff come around, I'll let you know. And Zach read between the lines already. And he said, why do I get a feeling that means that you're not going to call me back about anything? And so, dude, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, yeah, all right, you're full of shit. Okay. So then you get Danny coming over there being her own Danny self. And y'all know how annoying she can be with Zach. And, she just trying to pry into him and see what's going on at this moment. Okay. and, trying to bribe him with lunch. And, he was like, I can't even afford that. I don't have any money at this time. Okay. I'm broke as shit, you know. So, you know, the girls and her was supposed to go to lunch or whatever, but Andy had to cancel it. She wanted to take them out to have some drinks later on after work. Um, and so she told Fatima to call all the girls, and she called them and let them know, and that was cool. So Danny got some free time, and she was like, "I pay your lunch or whatever," and all this stuff. Because at first Zach was being so resistant and so deep up in his feelings, he wanted to be by himself, which is understandable, and he didn't want to put it out there what happened because he's embarrassed, he's humiliated, and he just went on and said, you try to make your life right or whatever and get on the right track, and then all of a sudden something comes along and then you just fuck up. And so she was like, what exactly is going on? So he went on ahead and told her, I put some money on this stock and the stock went belly up. Okay, I lost the money. That's basically it. And she was like, I mean, it couldn't be that much. He was like, I had $25,000. I gave 5,000 of it to Karen, and I put 19,900 on the stock. So therefore, I don't have any more money at this point. And then the business that I was working with, they demoted me practically, and I don't even know when the next time I'm gonna get money from that, if I get money from that. So at this point, Danny trying to do the calculations like, what the fuck? Okay. Now, see, Danny didn't want to just come on out and say, well, you was stupid as shit for that. And I'm so glad that she didn't want to like kick him while he was down, because part of me would have made it slip out. I would have been like, nigga. The way I would have said it, you see how I just said nigga? The way I would have said that, it would have came out and it would have been interpreted as, you stupid as fuck. It's different ways and different inflections in your voice, okay, that you say certain words that gives it different meanings. You know what I'm saying? My nigga, nigga, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have did. Okay, I would have just been like, Zach, bro, I'm gonna just have to tell you, you made a stupid move, okay? Because what you should have did, you should have at least put $1,000 on, okay? You test the stock out first. Put $1,000 on if you want to make it that's what you do, okay? Bitch, I said, you know. And so Danny would really like, I do like Danny and Zach's relationship, because even though he like a little brother to her, they like siblings, okay? He gets on her nerves, she gets on his nerve, but whenever he's in a pinch, Danny is there for him. Even when she talk mess about not being there for him or not wanting him around, she gonna let him come around. Offers him words of encouragement, saying, you go out here, you try to do some shit, you get knocked down, but the person that you are, you find a way to get back up. So that's what you need to do, And then Danny starts to tell him about her relationship with Preston and how basically she needs some space. And he was like, just open up your fucking mouth and just tell him, okay? And I'm just like, what is the issue? Miss Girl, just go ahead and tell him, okay? Tell her that you need some space. Like he said, you was begging for the nigga to be around. Now you don't want him around like that. That's because y'all moving a little bit too fast, and you moving too fast because of the fact that he has nowhere to stay at this point, and you decided to let him stay there because he could have on his own went on ahead easily and found a new apartment. I think he was living on the ranch or whatever with his family, and because of the issues that was going on, y'all can correct me in the comments, because of the issues that was going on and what his brothers did to Danny at her job or whatever, he cussed them out and he left, okay? And so that's when he wound up staying there, and Danny went on ahead and let him stay, because 9 out of 10, the fact that he paying all of the rent, I would let the motherfucker stay too. Danny said we can go half on it. Preston said, no, I'm going to pay all of it. I said, oh, woo, you got me there, bitch. You got me there, okay? But anyway, so at this point, they get through doing what they was doing, and Zach appreciated what she was saying and all that stuff, okay? And so I think that's the last time we saw Zach in this episode, but then we see Danny. Why did y'all listen? Fatima, Miss Lady that played Fatima, I don't really know your name. I probably do, but I can't remember it, so forgive my heart. Are you still working on the wardrobe department? Because I know that's where you came from, and Tyler bumped you up to an actress on his shows, which is beautiful, might I add again. But who was had a wardrobe, okay? Who decided to put goddamn Danny's ass? Danny is a tall, thick woman, okay? Beautiful shape, beautiful height, all of that. I love it all, okay? She actually my favorite on the show besides Fatima. But who decided to put her ass in that cotton candy ass, wet tissue paper looking ass, paper mache looking ass, looking like little Bo Peep? Bitch, she came out there in that goddamn dress or whatever the fuck it was. I said, bitch, where's your hat? She reminded me of that episode of Living Single when Scooter and Khadijah went to goddamn that company party, and they was the only one that dressed up, and Khadijah was dressed up as Lil Bo Peep, bitch. Okay, that is what she reminded me of. I said, Danny, you finna go out to, I thought Danny came up in there like that to play with Preston. No, she was dead ass and she was going to meet the girls in that outfit. I said, bitch, now see, girlfriend, you would have been my friend, but bitch, I would have let you have it. I would have let you have it. I would have said, girl, put this jacket on. And I would have said, when you get home, take that shit off and go burn that bitch, okay? Or give it to the goddamn Goodwill. That's what you need to do. Cut it up or do something, because this ain't it. I said, girl, what the fuck is this? What is this? I said, Danny, you serious? I said, this ain't no practical joke that you playing. Danny was dead ass serious. And then what made it so much worse is the fact that Preston was like, she was like, because he said, I ain't never seen you nothing like this. She was like, you seen me naked, now you seen me dressed up. And he was like, and I love it. I said, now Preston, were you just being nice? Or what? Or what? Because you wanted to get some continuation of the puss? Or is that how you truly feel? Because I don't truly believe it. You know, was that how you seen it with your white eyes? Or, because I know it wasn't the black ones that was looking at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said, Diddy, take that shit off. And she up here basically trying to ignore him, trying to pay him a little bit of dust, not giving to him or whatever, you know, give him too much details about how her day was going, not really wanting to hear all what he had to say, because she knew that basically he was going to be saying the same thing. And my whole thing is this: you are basically trying to push him away. Preston is not the type that's just going to go away easily like that. You got to verbally tell him, bitch, I need you to fucking step back, okay? Because Preston, once he see that you kind of pushing him away a little bit, he gonna be like, what is it that I did? And he gonna amp that shit up to try to make you fall back for him. You gotta verbally tell that man, I need some space. And you're being childish at this point, okay? So she go out. I said, Preston, you really let your woman out the house in that shit. Little motherfucking Bo Peep. That's what they be wearing down there on the farm. Okay? On the farm. Bitch, I said, you gotta be careful. Tyler, what the fuck? If it ain't the wigs, bitch, it's the goddamn dress. Now, see, baby, you got Sabrina dressing all bohemian-like, which it kind of fits her, to be quite honest, okay? It fits her. I ain't even gonna lie. Because I can't see her dressed up, whatever. But to put that shit on Danny, bitch, like, they be putting fucked up shit on thick girls, and I don't understand it. Don't understand it. But anyway, moving on from that. Fatima and Andy at the house. Okay, well, not at the house. They at work. That lawyer dude, he didn't came back. Okay, you know, Fatima had to let him know to stay up in the conference room. Andy was gonna go up in there to talk to him. And the girl, Fatima, I need you to cool your puss. Okay, please cool your puss, because that nigga is not all that. He aight. He aight, okay? But he is not all that. You the prettier one in a relationship, if you ask me. I'm just saying, okay? But anyway, so Andy go up in there and he was like, my client would like to settle. Okay, so would like to talk settlement. Okay, so you can we can do all this stuff here. And he was like, no, I just got one condition. We can talk the settlement over dinner. And she was like, we can talk it over here. Okay. And he was like, no, my conditions is we can go to dinner. She said, first of all, I don't know how you do it over there in the UK, but over here we don't do no shit like that. Okay. And I was like, this is what turned me off for the lawyer dude. Andy had already told him that, you know, she had a man. And then she had to tell him again that she was engaged, and he was still being persistent about pushing up on her. Quit that shit. If a woman say no, stop that shit. But then again, Andy was indulging into it. So, I guess he kind of had a sense about it. So that's why he kept on doing it. And I was just like, Andy, you finna get yourself in some goddamn trouble. Okay? And this bitch do what? She eventually says, you get 1 hour. I was like, really? Really? Andy, so you're gonna put yourself in this situation when you got a crazy nigger at home? Oh, I didn't even to say it like that. I felt it as soon as it came out my tongue. Like my tongue got real hard when that er came on the end of that word. Let me stick that back. You got a crazy man at home. Do you? I didn't listen. Gary, BET had retweeted his tweet onto the timeline. I follow BT. I was looking at his name and I was like, oh my God, he African. And I looked at him, I said, he sure enough look like, bitch, no wonder. Okay. African men be some fine specimens, okay? But Gary, I can't give you that right now. The actor, yeah. Gary, no, okay? But meanwhile, Andy had called him, okay, trying to see how he was, and she claimed that he was sounding different or whatever on the phone, and, he was talking about how he just got through with his therapy session, and, it was a long one, and it was a tough one or whatever, and she's going to schedule another one on the phone later, and I think he was talking on the phone to somebody else at one point, like a woman had called him too, and I was like, oh, who is this? Now, let's discuss this, okay? Because do y'all think that Gary is cheating? Because a bitch, we'll get there in a second. I'm hopping. Because after all of this little cat and mouse shit that Andy was doing, let's go back to them. After this little cat and mouse shit that Andy was doing with this lawyer, she called Fatima up in there, told Fatima, to tell the girls that, we're gonna have to cancel lunch or whatever because the dinner or whatever because I gotta go to dinner with old boy. And she was like, are you sure you're going to do this? Then you going to tell Gary? And she was like, I'm not going to tell him nothing. Fatima said, I think you should tell him. Okay, you don't need no more trouble. You should tell him. And she was like, I'm going to be good. It is what it is. But what I need you to do, I need you to go home and I need you to get my dress or my clothes from out the back of the closet and bring the shoes that go with it too. And she was like, cool, fine. And Andy was like, bitch, you not finna get out of here that easily. You be all up in my business, bitch. What's going on with you and Zach? Okay. She was like, girl, listen. Girl, he came over last night. So that's why he was over here up in the office. Yes, girl. I mean, just popped up. And as soon as he came in, bitch, I just hopped on that shit like, yeah. And he got this way of just, oh my God, like he's a pleaser. I said, oh, Zach, you sound like me. She said, bitch, he won't stop until you just shaking, ooh. Bitch, I felt it right then and there. I got a little flashback. I said, no, you're not finna have no sex flashback like that. And then Andy was sitting there like, And Fatima called it and said, so you mean to tell me that's what she be saying he be doing? I said, don't compare. Don't compare. All you just need to know is the dick is good. The dick is good, and that's why she whooped the shit because, she done fell in love with the dick probably first and then fell in love with the person and couldn't let one or two go, okay? And that's why Karen's still holding the fuck on. She think it's still hope, okay? And 9 out of 10, she probably right, all right? At this point... Fatima just don't want it to, interrupt the relationship because she's trying to be friends with Andy. She don't want no problems with Andy. She don't want Andy have to choose between her friends and all this stuff. She don't want to try no discourse, okay? And I like that about Fatima. She's not trying to be messy. And truth be told, Fatima did absolutely nothing wrong, okay? If Karen can't get over that, that's on her. And if Karen don't want to talk to Fatima, that's on her. She needs to grow up. You the one that broke up with Zach, so... Okay, and that's what wound up happening. So when Fatima had called Zach because even Andy was like, what exactly do you want from him? And her whole thing is she don't want to let him in and then wind up getting hurt because that's gonna fuck her up. But Andy basically like, if you want him, you need to tell him, like, be straight up with him. And so she did. When she get home, she called him and said, I need you to come over because we need to talk. And she apologized for the way that she acted that morning. And told him to come over. Okay. At first he was like, nah, I need to make this money. I got to get a double shift and all this stuff and woo woo woo. Just feeling down and shit. But she was like persistent. Come on over. And then he had told her what was going on with chain breakers. Okay. And she was like, you think Hayden had something to do with this? He said, most likely he did. She was like, okay, I'm going to take care of it. He said, no, don't do nothing. Okay. Don't do nothing. But of course, Fatima ain't gonna let that nigga go out because she can't stand Hayden. And I think she would have did this regardless because, like I said, she can't stand this motherfucker. Okay? So what she do is gets on the phone, call Hayden, and was like, hey, I just wanted to apologize for the way that I acted earlier and the way that I came at you. And, I just want to make it up to you, okay? I just been acting real strange. And I see that, I actually really do like you. And I should just give you a chance. Why don't you come over to the house like around 8:30, tonight? 8:30? For real? Yeah. Sure. Let me go take a shower, whatever, quick shower, and I'll be right over there. Mind you, she told Zach to come over at the same time too, I believe. Or 8 o'clock or 8:30, one of them. She told him to come over, so I'm pretty sure they gonna run into each other. Okay. And I said, Fatima, what you got planned? Because she was like about to get this motherfucker. I said, oh shit, Fatima, what you got going on? Bitch, you need backup? Call me, girl. But anyway, so that happened. Speaking of that, Karen, she had her job, okay, finishing up her last client. And I was like, Karen, what type of did you do an install? Did you do a wash and clean? Did you do a braid install and all that stuff? And only the girl only had to pay $100. She gave Pam $100. I said, that's it. That's it. Bitch, first of all, I don't pay $100 for my shit. I pay less than that. But I was like, it's a lot of stuff that go with, keeping that up. So I would have thought you'd be charging more for maintenance and all that shit. But hey, if y'all need to go to Karen's, okay? Karen giving out discounts and shit. But anyway, Pam nosy ass trying to see what's up with her because Karen told her to lock up. I was like, okay, fine, lock up because y'all about to go. I'm thinking they going out the back. Pam wound up going out the front. I said, what? So you unlocked for her to come out? But anyway, moving on from that. They up in there talking. And, Pam being her nosy ass self because Karen was going to stay. You know what I'm saying? She wanted Pam to just go. And while they up there talking, some dude come up on the door, knocking. They keep trying to tell him, we close. So he slapped this certified mail letter up in underneath the thing. Bitch, as soon as I seen that green, I said, oh, certified mail. Bitch, you about to get served or something. Well, that's the IRS or something telling you that you owe them. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. Okay? But anyway, the I to the R or to the S don't play, bitch. But she get it, and of course Pam trying to be nosy, and she opens it up, and before we find out what it is, she told Pam to leave. Now when Pam leaves, she looks at it because she was like, oh, don't look like court papers or lawyer papers or whatever. You getting sued, bitch. She said, damn, Andy. And I said, oh my God, what Andy had to do with this? Girl, it's from Gary's ex-wife, okay? We'll talk about that next week, but if you saw the preview, it's because of Gary's ex-fucking wife. I said, bitch, ain't you in jail? Ain't you in jail for attempted murder? Bitch, what is going on? You still want to try to sue and plead this fucking case and get some money? Girl, you are one bitch that is crazy. You're a batshit crazy, okay? Meanwhile, we get, and speaking of Karen, okay? So what happened to the lady that was the preacher lady? We gonna ever see her again? And when are we gonna see who the lady was that took the money and signed Zach's name? When we gonna see all of that? Okay, I'm a little confused. Tyler, I need you to keep, baby, I hope you have been watching what's been happening with the backlash and the outcry and the reaction to the Haves and the Have Not finale. And I want you to go back and I want you to tighten up some stuff and make sure that you don't miss stuff. Type that shit down, save it so you can come back to it or whatever later on if you want to do all this shit yourself. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying because we got to tighten it up. Where the lady at? Are we going to see the other lady? Okay? These are questions that we have to be answered. That needs to be answered, I should say. Okay? Meanwhile, Fatima went to go get Andy's stuff. Now how come Gary didn't hear nobody open up that door? Okay, that's one. Fatima was all up in that goddamn closet for a minute, and next thing you know, she hear moaning from a woman and a man. I said, oh my God, Gary, you better not have a bitch up in there. And let me tell you something, it better not be nothing like, oh, you know, they was up in there doing yoga or something like that. Bitch, no, they better be up in there fucking, and she better, Andy better catch him in the act, okay? Andy better catch him in the act. That's what better happen. Because if not, I'm going to be mad that we had to wait another week to find out. But anyway, that was Sisters. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. It was cute. It was cute. If I missed something, put it down in the comments, girl. Okay? And I will see y'all later. Gotta go do encore. Peace.